Welcome to Chapter 2, Crime Scene Investigation and Evidence Collection. In this video, we will explore the essential processes of forensic science in action. By the end of this video, you will be able to summarize Locard's exchange principle, identify examples of trace evidence, and distinguish between direct and circumstantial evidence. We begin with Locard's principle of exchange. Dr. Edmond Locard established that when a person contacts an object or another person, a cross-transfer of physical material occurs. Studying this material can determine the transfer's nature and duration. There are different types of evidence. Direct evidence includes witness statements. Circumstantial evidence, like a fingerprint or blood, implies a fact and is called trace evidence. Consider the fingerprints shown here. Is this direct or circumstantial evidence? Is it physical or biological? Could it be considered trace evidence? The crime scene investigation team typically includes police, a district attorney, crime scene investigators, medical examiners, detectives, and specialists. The 7 S's of crime scene investigation are secure the scene, separate the witnesses, scan the scene, see to it that photos are taken, sketch the scene, search for evidence, and secure the collected evidence. Proper packaging of evidence involves creasing a clean paper to form a bindle and placing the evidence in the X position. The bindle is then sealed in an evidence bag, and your name is written on the seal. A chain of custody log is essential for credible evidence in court. This process tracks the evidence from collection to analysis and back, ensuring its integrity. Analyzing the evidence involves the forensic lab processing all collected material to determine the facts of the case. Results are sent to the lead detective to fit into the crime scenario. Lab results can demonstrate the reliability of witness accounts, establish the identity of suspects or victims, and either confirm a suspect's innocence or link them to the crime. Crime scene reconstruction involves forming a hypothesis about the sequence of events from before the crime was committed through its commission. If lab results conflict with witness testimony, it may indicate a staged crime scene. Common examples include staging a fire for bankruptcy or a suicide to cover a murder. To determine if a crime scene was staged, consider if the victim's wounds match the weapon, if the wound could be self-inflicted, and the actions of the victim and suspect before the event. In summary, Locard's principle highlights material transfer during contact. Evidence is direct or indirect. The investigation team recognizes, documents, and collects evidence using the 7 S's and maintains a chain of custody. First responders secure the scene and separate witnesses. Investigators document the scene, and evidence is carefully collected, packaged, and labeled. Finally, evidence is analyzed to fit the crime scenario.